Hello. Alina, where are you? We can't see you. So today we are going to have a very cozy meeting, right?
Yeah.
There are no newcomers, so I don't have to explain why we are here. Hello, Alina. Hello, Alina. And I want to ask you to switch off the sound of your phones. That's important. And I think I will give the word to Christina, our Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very
And
much.
someone,
Beliefs. No, your beliefs.
Yes.
Okay, so
I would like someone to take, all of you, to take pictures, please, because we don't have our PR manager. PR. Yes, can you?
someone will be the first.
Yes.
Huh? No papers.
What should I do with my hands?
Put it in your pocket, like if you have a pistol.
Because you're a policeman, right?
Or that.
Okay, change your clothes. Okay, I think it's enough.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Let's give a round of applause to our policewoman. Great to see you here, guys, and hopefully we will enjoy our very last meeting before certain kind of holidays. So today I have decided to talk with you a bit about the history of Halloween, because of course we're going to have this kind of special day, and I think that it has become more and more popular in Russia recently, so why not to talk about the history? And I have actually a very simple question for you all. Do you know where has it come from originally?
Island.
England. Province. Yeah. Do you know some more details about where it has come from? No. Okay. Any suggestions? Why? Why, for example, why are you wearing these costumes today? It's okay, Halloween, but costumes, why?
To have fun.
Well, basically, guys, you're almost right. Because yes, Halloween really comes from England, from Ireland, and from this area of our planet. Basically, it dates back to the ancient Celtic part of the population. And it's quite an ancient tradition. There was a certain kind of tradition between Celts that was called sew-in. And I would like to write it down if you do have something to write. Can I write it? Yeah, because even though it's pronounced sew-in, it's written in an absolutely different way. Is it right here? Yeah. So originally it would be read as Samhain, something like this, but it's written, it's read like sew-in. It was some kind of festival, guys, before the new year comes. And originally, the Celtic people, they considered the 1st of November being a new year. So this kind of festival, let's call it like this sew-in, was celebrated one day before the new year comes to meet all those ghosts and people who have already left the planet. So originally, this is the tradition, this is the reason of the thing that we have today called Halloween. And well, people believed that ghosts will come and will visit them if they don't do certain things before the 1st of November. What kind of things? We'll discuss a bit later. And I would like to invite our first so-called minor role. And I would like to give word to our timer.
Okay.
Do we have
me?
You will be the timer. Okay, let's welcome our timer.
Timing signs, and I will time the time with this timing sign because I'm the timer today. So you will see green when you reach the minimum limit of your time, yellow when it's the almost It depends on your.
It depends on the length of your of how long is your speech, right? Something is missing.
And you will see red when your speech should be over. Okay.
Okay, we agree. Thank you very much, Anne. So guys, basically, Halloween was some kind of Seoul-in festival, was some kind of very special day to meet ghosts and to say bye-bye to all the people who were already dead by the moment. But to be very honest, people like Celtic people were really afraid of this kind of ghosts that they might meet. That's why they were always trying to, create some kind of things to be good with this ghost. And I have a question for you. Do you know about such a current tradition, modern tradition in Halloween that is called bobbing for apples?
Yeah.
Yeah? So how does it look like? Do you know?
I'm not sure. Where maybe people putting apples to windows.
Well, originally, how does it work? So there are apples that are in some kind of, I don't know, like big recipient or something, and there is water there. And people put apples into this water, and a person using the teeth has to take the apple from water like this. That's why it's called bobbing for something like somehow like running after a thing. So it's very interesting. Why do people have this tradition? So do you remember, probably you remember that we also had a Roman Empire some time ago. And at some moment, Roman Empire began the main person in the area where Celtic people were living. And basically they began some kind of mixing of traditions between the Celtic people and the Roman Empire. And basically the Celtic tradition got mixed with the Roman Empire's tradition, and they gave a new birth of this Samhain holiday, Samhain festival. And there was one god in the Roman Empire whose symbol was an apple. And that god was the god of, how it's called, like agriculture stuff. And apple was a symbol of this god. That's why apple, in some moment, mixed with the Celtic tradition, became a part of our modern Halloween. That's why we do have this tradition of bobbing for apples. And with this, I would like to welcome our second person, who is our grammarian. And I would like to ask Elena Filipova to take the stage. No, we have some changes.
No.
No.
Grammarian is Alina.
Oh, I'm sorry, Elena. So a counter, please take the stage. I think it's too hot here. That's why I just went in a different place.
Dear Toastmasters and Club's guests. Today I am a counter, and my aim is to note down the words and phrase which used as a crunch by everyone who are speaking during the meeting. These words may be and well, so you know. Also, it can be repeated word which you used, like I'm. For example, yesterday I was on holiday and I was great and I like it. Yes, and I. This means. For example, this means that I did anything and it was great, and this means. You can see. Also, at the end of the meeting, I'll give you feedback who said a few or more French words. And I have one magic spell which helps you to do less these things. Take a pause or step. If you want to say or so take a pause or step. Thank you.
Thank you very much. show today with Violet here. Yes, and don't move your head, please. I have another question for you guys. What's your opinion regarding how Halloween appeared in Northern America?
With the immigrants.
With immigrants, okay, great. But how do you think it worked? So how the process was?
They took their traditions from England and Ireland.
Yeah, basically this is it. Nothing more to think about. I just want a bit of, special questions for you. But the thing is that even though the immigrants brought Halloween to North America and then also not to North America, but it also somehow exists in Latin America, for example, of course there were certain kind of changes. It's the same with the English language by itself. There is a huge difference between the British language and the American English, right? So with Halloween, it was the same. Basically, the new part of England, it was called New England, the colonial part of England, was more rigid in terms of traditions. Before, there were more like Protestant religion there. And they basically didn't want to accept all the traditions that came from the Celtic people and from the Roman Empire. And only in southern part of New England, to be more precise, Maryland, these traditions were somehow reserved. And from that place, Halloween was going further and further into North America and other parts of this part of the world. And with this, I would like to ask, finally, to ask our grammarian to take the stage. Alina, hello.
Hi everyone, thank you, Christina. And today my role is grammarian and word master. So the word of the day is horrendous. Don't forget to use it in your speech. I will count it, and in the end of our meeting, I will say something about your mistakes, if you have any, and how many times you use this word. Horrendous. Don't forget, use it. Let's go.
Thank you very much, Alina. Thank you very much for your costume, by the way, that you are supporting us even being online. Guys, talking about the costumes, so I have asked you today in the beginning of our meeting, why are you wearing these costumes and where does this tradition come from? So for me, it was quite interesting. So I always thought that this kind of costumes is some kind of, like way to remember those people who are dead, and they are becoming some kind of ghosts, for those people who are alive. But I found out that there is another reason. So basically, we are now talking about Celtic people. They obviously were living without internet, without so much light, and without all the technologies. And when the autumn period was beginning, obviously it was like this now, like outside. It was dark, it was cold, and they were really afraid of being in the darkness, being cold, and also not having so much food, because it was a bit like tricky moment. It was depending a lot on weather. So interestingly, to defend themselves from the ghosts that might hunt them, they decided to use clothes, to protect themselves, like interesting elements of clothes, to protect themselves from so-called ghosts. Why? This is a big question, but that's why, guys, you're wearing these amazing hats today, because you have your own ghosts, I think. Well, and with this amazing story, I would like to welcome our first speaker on the stage that has just entered this hot room. So I would like to welcome Anna Gonzalez with the project is about connect with humor from the path called time management, level 3, presentation mastery path. And the purpose of this project is to begin developing a collection of humorous stories and to present a speech that includes humor. So Anna, hello, with your speech title.
Time management.
The title.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Sometimes I also have my things. So Anna Gonzalez with a project titled Time Management.
Oh, hello, everyone. How are you doing? Perfect.
Yeah. So time management, right? I think that I am the best person to tell you how to manage your time, how to give you examples on time management, because I clearly excel on that area. Some of you, many of you may know me already. I shine in many areas in my life, but time management is not one of them, sadly. And I try, believe me, I try. But I don't know what it is. I will say that it is related to the culture. Latin people are very positive people. I think you know that.
Absolutely.
Yes, and I and many of Latin people, but I will talk only about myself, so I will not generalize. I believe that I can do many things in a very short amount of time. And I believe that it's possible. And I try, and I always fail. But that doesn't stop me for keep trying and being always late for everything. So, but, you know, there is of course, it's not very nice, but there is a positive side of everything. You can always try to make the most of everything. And with flaws and personality and people, there are opportunities to grow from there or to develop other type of skills. And I think when a person is late all the time, as I am, you have to be creative and be resourceful to be able to find solutions instead of just giving up and being late and say, oh, I'm late, who cares? I don't mind, I'll be late 1 hour. When you can cut some, got to the cut some things and be late, maybe not 1 hour, but 30 minutes. Still, successful experience. So I think I would like to mention how you can become resourceful. How I learned some tricks on this area that I think I can share with you. So how many of you have been in the airport? And maybe in Italian airport or in airports in general? I think we all have, right? Yes. You know that in airports, there are things that you cannot pass through security, right? Like food, maybe some sort of, plants and flowers. There are things that you cannot pass through security, So in order to reduce your time, for people maybe like you would like to go faster. For me, it's like I want to be as less late as possible. But I already know that I'm going to be late, so I need to, plan ahead out where I'm going to cut points, so I won't be too late for my flight. And so I was in Italy 2 years ago with my mother. I think I mentioned already I traveled with my mother around Europe, and of course we were late for the flight. But we were going to security. And there was one thing that I liked to eat. I like tuna. Who here likes tuna? Yes, I love an Italian tuna. It's so good. So good. So I had 1 can. And I don't know when or how, but that can was on my backpack. I don't know how, because I know I have to put it in my suitcase, the check-in one. But it was there. So I was going to security with my mother. We were running. I forgot my mother is quite old. You have to run. We're not going to make it. We went to security. The machine made the noise. Beep, beep. And I said, what? In my backpack? This never happens to me. It happens to my mother throughout the whole trip. But to me, it never happens. And the guy opened up the backpack and found my canned tuna there. I had to think quick. There was no time to waste. First, because I was going to be late, super late. I was already kind of late. So I needed to come up with solutions. And that's the thing. First, being late is a flaw. True, I agree. It's a flaw that I cannot deny. But you can come up with some ideas. So you have to think faster in order to compensate for that flaw. So what I did is what I call try to find a reason to justify what you are late, what's going on. So what I did, my mom was there packing her things, and my first reaction was, the guy said, oh, what is this? I didn't even blink to listen to him. I said, Mom, and why? And the guy looked at my mom, and my mom was like with a guilty face. She just had this like, ah, and I was like, Mom, why? It was me who put the tuna on the backpack, but I said it was her. And the man was like, oh, of course, the mama, Italian mama, of course, always with the food. And I was like, of course, it was my mother. Who else? I'm sorry. Forgive her. She's just a good mother. And my mother was like, what? What's happening? And they let me go through because of that. So that was a good way. Later, I was in the airport of France with my mother. Again, we were running super late. We were not just a little late. I knew that the flight was already gone in theory, but there were half minutes left. So I said, Mom, we are going to make it. I grabbed all the suitcases and my mom just grabbed my coat and I ran like crazy. Never run much in my airport before. And I ran to the gate, I ran through everything and I got to the actual gate. And the ladies were there and I was running out of air. And I just ran and I said, please let me in. I need to get on that plane. And the lady said, it's already closed. And I said, yes, but I can see the airport. I can see the plane right there. Just let me go through. And I needed to have an answer, a why I'm there. And I look at my mother coming with all the coats. Her hair was all loose. And I was like, I'm sorry. It's my mother. It's my mother. I'm sorry. If I were alone, I would walk much faster. But she's an old lady. Please forgive her. Don't tell her. I don't want her to feel bad. And the ladies were like, oh, and my mother was coming like with her hair all loose and grabbed her. My mother's a very strong woman, but she was losing all the clothes, walking like this. And the ladies were like looking at my mom and saying, oh, yeah, that's very sad. And I was like, I'm sorry, if it was because of me, I would be on time as her. So they let us in. So what I will say, thank you, that the ways that you can, of course, you have flaws, we all have flaws. We need to own the flaws and agree, yes, I have flaws, this is time management, not mine. But having that organization with time management has taught me how to be creative, how to be resourceful, and that's what I would tell you to try to be as well. Thank you very much.
I would say that for me, the main thought of your speech is that you always have to travel with your mom. Ideally, this mom has to be old, probably looking a bit like overwhelmed with clothes, and then you definitely will get anywhere. It doesn't matter, because unfortunately, when I was so-called late for my plane in Spain, they didn't let me in, but I was without my mom, even though she isn't very old. Thank you very much for this amazing humor speech. And now we are proceeding to our third speaker. Okay, great. So we are proceeding to our third speaker, and I would like to welcome Polina on our stage with your speech from level 1, Presentation Mastery Path. The project is about researching and presenting, and the purpose of the project is to make research and practice methods for producing a well-organized speech. So let's welcome Polina with her speech titled Comfort Zone, to Leave or Not to Leave. Polina, thank you.
After the speech, maybe. So, what is a comfort zone? A comfort zone is a usual living condition of a person, an established space and way of life, like some stereotypes of behavior worked out by a person. I think that every of us should have such a zone, yeah? Because it's really good to come home from work, sit on a soft sofa, pick up a pad and turn on your favorite TV show. You can take a cup of tea and eat your favorite snacks. Outside the comfort zone is everything that we don't know and don't understand. So you can say that the comfort zone is actually equal to their interests of a person. There is only one condition. Either we try to get out of our comfort zone and or expand our comfort zone, or we just degrade and drive ourselves into the corner. From time to time, you need to leave your comfort zone in order to grow and to expand new zones. I think you didn't notice how many times you went from one zone to another. There are, I think, a lot of examples in your personal lives. For example, school, university, work, family, from relationships to family, and so on. So if we are moving, we will constantly face with the need to leave our comfort zone to acquire some new skills for yourselves. Imagine you are sitting in the box with supplies of water and food. It's warm, it's light there. I don't know how it's possible light in the box, but okay, let's imagine that it's light. So this is your comfort zone and nothing disturbs your peace. Okay, but isn't it interesting for you what is outside the box? Of course, sooner or later, you want to know what is outside of it, no matter how scary and unexplored the area outside is. So I decided to get out of my comfort zone, and here is an example from my personal life. It was absolutely uncomfortable for me to take any huge responsibility, especially for the future of other people. It was absolutely uncomfortable for me to speak publicly for many people. However, since recently, I've been working as a teacher of mathematics. Yeah, at the educational center in Moscow called Maximum. And my job is to prepare school kids for exams after the 9th and 11th grade. So my challenge began in summer, when I decided to try myself as a teacher. After the 4 stages of different interviews, I was enrolled to the School of Teachers. The course was very intensive, really, it was really very hard. We had lectures, we had trainings, we had master classes and so on, during only 3 weeks. So even then, during the trainings, I was really nervous. It was horrendous, absolutely horrendous for me to be in this training, because during our lessons, we were practicing how to give a lesson for students. Our team leader evaluated not only the way you explain the material, but also the variety of gestures, your body language, the sensitivity of the candidate, how you use the words to write something on it, how use the colors to highlight maybe something, and how you react to misbehaving students and so on. It was really difficult for me to keep in mind all of these things. That's why my grades weren't high enough. But actually, after some times, I even received a diploma from the school. I finished my education at school and I became a teacher in this school. So soon I was given my very first group to teach. Before the first lesson, I was worried. What if the students wouldn't like me? What if my explanation wouldn't be good enough? I was worried, what if the parents of students will doubt my qualification because I'm too young? How could I teach? Could I be strict enough? Could I be demanding enough? Will I be respected by students? I was just sitting there in the class and all of these questions were running through my head. I was seized with doubts and I was asking myself, what am I doing here in the class? Why am I here? But after some time, as I was teaching, my job entered my comfort zone. And now I feel a great pleasure from communication with students. It seems that there is nothing more beautiful than a student that has clearly understand the material. So let's return to psychologists. Many of them think that it's not actually necessary to fully leave your comfort zone. It's enough to just expand it. So as for me, I didn't give up my university. I didn't leave my family. I didn't go to their desert island to write my memorials. I just went to my very first job. That's what I did. So of course, sometimes you need to leave your comfort zone, but soon all the things that maybe were horrendous to you will enter your new extended comfort zone, as it happened to me, because now in my new extended comfort zone, my new job takes really very significant place. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Paulina. It's a very important moment in the life of any person, the very first job. I remember mine very well. And I have a little question to Anne. Are we going to have a third speaker?
Yes, we are going, and the evaluator will be Alina.
Okay, great.
What would that make?
Okay, so Olga, please, I would like to welcome you on the stage. You're going to present, Olga is going to present a project from level 1 from the visionary communication path. And the purpose of the project is to make a speech and apply feedback from the first speech. And the project is about evaluation and feedback. And the title of the project is The Back Side of Fear.
Thank you.
Guys.
I picked up the topic for my speech to be associated with the theme of today's meeting. So Halloween. It has roots, as Christina mentioned, in Celtic times from 2000 years ago. And it is related to fears, right? And according to tradition, the Celtic people were trying to laugh at the fears, to defeat them actually. So today let's talk about fears. Fear is not something you are born with. It is an acquired emotion. As I'm observing my 1-year-old daughter, I can clearly see that fear is the baby of negative experience. She's crawling on the bed to the edge. She's putting her fingers into the socket. She's pulling a dog's tail, and she's entering the dark room with no hesitation. And she's so surprised when I jump and try to stop her or help her. The moment I'm not with her to prevent bad things, the fear will evolve. So as we grow older, we accumulate all these fears. We keep these memories of failures, sufferings, physical pain maybe, and we start to avoid this in our lives, right? So, but think about fear in a different way. By the way, with the fears, you may start generalizing and extrapolating your fear on different spheres of your life, or even you can exaggerate fears, like, I am afraid of this COVID vaccine, it will kill me. I know that the global government wants to leave just 1 billion people on Earth and they will kill me. Yes, it may happen to us, right? So fears, they can help us to defend from known, unknown, and something from which is not existent at all. But as I said, let's look at fear in a different way. I remember myself standing on the top of the hill with my legs trembling, but I stepped down and I went down the hill, and I remember this feeling of flight and control of body, and coupled with this amazing view of Alps. Another situation, I had 2 months of sleepless nights before I made a decision to quit my well-paid job and to go abroad, to spend huge tons of money just to make a change in my career. But after 2 years, I realized that it was a very wise decision, which opened a lot of career opportunities for me in the future. So I would say that one of the best things and meaningful things in our life are also associated with fears, right? But we were able to follow our dreams, to be brave, persistent, and we reached our goal, and we were rewarded afterwards. Interestingly, when you try to remember what you felt before you made this decision, you would not say, I was scared, I had a fear. You would say, I was excited, I felt anxiety. Interesting thing. So fears, they precede positive experience and negative experience. Moreover, fear is born at the same time when your desire, wish, or dream is born. They go together. So just everything you ever wanted is the back side of the fear. Let's look at hypothetical situation. Statement number 1. I'm so scared to lose my financial stability if I quit my job to start my own business. What is it? This is fear of failure, fear of suffering, right? If we follow our dream. But look at this, the other statement. I have a genius business idea. I want to start my own business. Of course, there is a risk. I have to quit my job, and there is a risk I will lose financial stability for a while. What is this? This is the desire, your dream, with the understanding the underlying risks, right? What do we do with our fears? We don't share them with the people around us. We keep them inside. They poison us and they limit our growth. Some of us would go to a psychotherapist and try to deep dive and understand what's the reason of our fears in our past, and maybe there was a childhood trauma. But why don't we simply focus on the goal, on what we want? Why just don't we sit down, think about what we want, put the plan, put down the risks which we have in mind, and think how to mitigate them, and have plan B. And finally, we can ask help from another people, right? Of course, if there is a lot of risks, we would not go for it. But there is no sense to have fears. So next time you have fears, I really encourage you to focus on what is on the back of the fear. Focus on your goal. Life is meant to be lived to the fullest and not to worry about the outcomes. Success is not final and failure is not fatal. Thank you very much.
I just must say it because I was listening to your speech and I thought that you were describing my current situation 100%. So it was like very, to the point. So thank you very much. So for sharing your own experience, I think this is really amazing. And with this, I would like to proceed without any pause, unfortunately, because we don't have time. We'll proceed to the next part of our meeting, that is table topics. But before that, I just would like to permit you, if you want, to approach our table, to have a glass of water, to eat something, as today we are in a bit of a cozy atmosphere. So please be our guest. Okay. So I would like to welcome our table topics master, Ekaterina Kalugina.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
So today I'm table topics master, and my purpose is to facilitate you, to facilitate table topics and to motivate you to speak spontaneously and to improve your impromptu speaking. I will call on speakers on the stage, and you will need to you will be given 2 minutes to speak on the subject. Today's topic is trick or treat. We all participate Halloween like terrifying and horrendous holiday, but maybe you will agree with me that COVID-19 is much more terrifying and horrendous than Halloween parties. So I suggest you to celebrate this party with sense of humor, with fun, and maybe it will help us to manage our fears in the real life, in our real lives. So I have this hat, and I will suggest you to take one short question from this hat, answer this question very shortly, and then to take one Halloween's gift from this bag, and to present this gift to one of the guest members in this room, inviting them to Halloween's party. So let's start. Do I need to write down names?
No.
No? Okay, let's start.
Alina will do it. No?
Who will be the first?
Okay, yeah.
Let's ask about the name. Ask the name.
Sergey, my name is Sergey.
Because Alina can't see sometimes. Who is on the screen.
5 things that you love to do during Halloween. Just a second. Yeah, okay, I think that it might be less than 5 things, but at least I will say about what I'm going to do during the Halloween this year, because it's not something that I like to celebrate, because it's I don't treat it as regular holiday usually, but this year we have so long holidays, and we can all have some rest. And this year I'm going to go inside Russia, and we'll go to Dagestan. It's one of the favorites, one of the famous directions for the people during the lockdown days. So I think that we have a plan for not just for the Halloween, but for the full lockdown, to go to Dagestan and visit one of the most oldest towns in Russia during our trip. It's called Derben. If we don't count Feodosia, which is a part of Crimea, then Derben is the most oldest town. So we'll go there. and there is a sea there near Makhachkala, and I think that we even will be swimming on this during this time. So what do you think? What would be the temperature of the sea during these days in Dagestan?
15 degrees.
20.
I think that 15 would be closer to
15.
the right answer. 15. And but I think that after I swam in San Francisco in so-called ocean there, I think that it would be okay for me to swim in Dagestan as well. So it's how I plan to do. What are the things that I plan to do during my family? So yeah, thanks.
You need to present it.
Okay. Yeah, I think that it's a very beautiful mask. And yeah, so I'll present.
But horrendous.
Okay, and the next person is coming to the stage, right?
I believe yes. Yes. Let's go. Samira.
A great person from history visits your house. The trip or treat back. Who do you think that person would be? What would you like to ask him for? No doubt.
You have louder.
Okay, I try to.
You have time to think. 10 seconds.
I try to think about a great person who would visit my house.
To celebrate Halloween's party, maybe.
To be honest, I do not celebrate Halloween. But okay.
Yes, okay, I will help you. Let's imagine that Vladimir Putin will come, will come to your house and invite you to celebrate Halloween's party. What you will ask him? Maybe something about Halloween or about lockdown.
Or not. I thought about that historical person. Okay, so I think that I would ask him if he also celebrates Halloween, and maybe he would like to introduce this holiday in Russia and make it official so that we will not work on this day and have official holiday.
More holidays in Russia.
We don't have enough. Yes. It's a really difficult question.
You can describe it and invite somebody.
I don't know what it is. I think it looks like
pumpkin, maybe
pumpkin. Yeah,
you should give it to someone.
Okay,
For the next speech.
maybe you.
Hold on. Candle, right? Yes, all right. Nice to meet you too. Are you a witch, by the way? Sorry? Are you a witch? Vedma?
No.
Okay, good. I can see. I can see. What is the Halloween costume that you hate? Why? That I hate. Well, let me remember the times when I lived in Madrid, and in Madrid they celebrate Halloween like crazy. I would say that Spanish people, Anna unfortunately left, but I think she could confirm that Spanish people and Spanish Latin people, they love celebrating.
I can also confirm.
Okay, good, good. So I remember with my we started, by the way. I had some classmates with people who I studied, and we had a Halloween party. So we went to a special shop. They have these Chinese shops, and it's like fixed price. So you come and you can buy a lot of stuff, right? So there was a lot of costumes, and I was shocked because I can hardly imagine what they have. They have everything you can ever imagine, everything. So yeah, but what we did, the question is about which costume I hate. Actually, I don't like the costumes of the death, So they have this thing, I don't know the English word, the casa. So I think, I don't know this, you know what I mean. So I think it brings some bad feelings and bad associations. So for me, Halloween should be fun. So it should be more, not to think about death at that time. So I hate that one. But for me, so what we did, we just bought the police hat, and we were two girls policemen. We had some sticks, and so we walk around the streets and we had a lot of fun with this. Thank you very much. Okay, so this is the devil's horn, right? So I think who does you the best? I think this one man.
When you do this, of course, and I think I deserve it because I came here today. And,
Okay.
Name, please.
Name, please. Name, your name.
my name is Hemant. My name is Hemant. I'm from India. This is the very first time I'm attending this session. My question is, do you believe in ghosts? Why or why not? I haven't never seen or never have experienced such kind of event and all. But yes, I do believe in same like we believe in many things, but we can't see, we can't realize or we can't feel, but still they are present. So I do believe in this kind of, if there should be something, some supernatural, another word which is beyond our thinking, and seem like there is something natural. There must be something supernatural as well, and certain events also in the histories which are well associated with which is happening in present or past. It's due to some reason. In India or in Hindi we call it karma. Something bad happens if you do something bad, you do something good and all. it will come to you back and all. So this is what the cost also, where if you are leaving the earth without fulfilling certain thing or which is not as per the God wishes. And so yes, I believe.
Thank you very
I
much.
can't explain in a proper way.
Do you celebrate Halloween in India?
Yes, I used to be in Dubai for 12 years, and then we used to have an event Halloween, but I used to hate it because I don't want to be costume and all. But yes, we used to celebrate.
Wow.
Thank you.
Actually, the last person. Okay.
You did it.
Could you repeat your name, please?
Полина.
So,
What's your question? Thank you. 5 reasons we should celebrate Halloween every year. Okay. I should think a little about this question.
5. 3.
Did I say 5 minutes?
No, maybe not 5 reasons.
you
Okay.
Yes, you say
About
5 people.
3 reasons. Okay, the first reason is holidays. I think that our government should make a decision to make Halloween an official an official holiday in our country. To have parties, to go to hang out somewhere. That's great. Holidays are always great. Yeah, do you agree with me? The second reason is I think it's connected with decorating your house. Halloween can make us much more creative. We can decorate our houses. We can decorate ourselves with making makeup and our costumes like this. Yeah, we can do pumpkins, for example. It's sort of an art. We can do funny or scary, horrendous faces for the pumpkins. This is the second reason. And the third reason, I think it's a great holiday to spend it with your family or friends. The most necessary and important people in your life. Should I think about 2 more reasons?
I think it's enough.
It's just fun, yeah, just to hang out and spend a great time doing some creativity.
Thank you very much. You need to present all the things. Wow. Yes, and this one.
Is it from a cartoon?
I'm not sure.
I think this for you.
We have seen it. Yes.
To you?
No.
I can take.
What is
I need one.
Do you want this?
Okay.
Beautiful.
Tell us
how we vote for the best table topic speaker.
how we vote. We need to scan QR code, right?
Right.
On the
Here.
yes, this
And vote for the best table topic
and choose and you need to choose the best table topic speakers. And thank you everyone for your brevity and happy Halloween party.
Oh, thank you. feel great? I think yes. So looking great and being in a very good mood, I would like actually to close the first part of the meeting that was about table topics and prepared speeches. And I would like to welcome our amazing, super structured Halloween general evaluator, Yana.
She hasn't got a costume.
It's okay. We can give her this thing and she will be another. You can try.
No.
You can try. We'll do a picture. Okay. Okay. I don't see. So Yana will give us feedback. Would you like to approach me, Yana? Thank you very much. Thanks, Zoom. So please, guys, welcome Yana. And Yana will give us feedback on how we have to do.
Dear friends, dear Toastmasters, I'm very happy to be here on the stage. And as you probably know, Toastmasters principles are based on feedback. Every time we get some feedback from each other, we analyze it, we implement it step by step and develop ourselves and grow from meeting to meeting. That is why every time we spend 1/3 of our meeting time for exchanging our feedback. And today I am the general evaluator, so I'm the host of this evaluation session. And I would like to share some pieces of advice, some moments, some notes that I mentioned during the whole meeting. So today the meeting is devoted to the Halloween topic. I'm not a fan of this topic at all, as you could probably guess. Nevertheless, the meeting started in a really cozy atmosphere. So there are not many people today, but everyone was involved. That's really good. That's a nice meeting, nice atmosphere, and I hope that everyone enjoyed it. Anna opened the meeting of the Toastbusters Club very shortly because she mentioned there were no guests here. Everyone knows what Toastmasters is about, so she didn't spend a lot of time for describing the Toastmasters topic. But Anna, as far as you are a substitute for the president, anyway, you opened the meeting of the club, and I wanted to hear some information about the club. Maybe you could share with us the results of the area conference that was held on Saturday. I mean, I would like to hear something more warm, more devoted to the club information that would be more pleasant for everyone here to listen to. So maybe for the next time you could prepare very short, you could really be very brief. But nevertheless, you opened the meeting in a very friendly, smiling form as you usually do, and that was nice anyway. Christina, and also you could also represent Christina in a more pleasant, or representative way. Our Toastmaster, Christina, you were brilliant on the stage. I really like the way you prepared for the topic. You explored, I believe, a huge amount of materials beforehand, so that's a good analyzing preparation. That's great. I liked your gestures which you provided to the topic. That was also very well thought over. And I liked the questions. I liked the interacting with the audience. So you asked some questions and everyone was involved into the topic. What could be done a little bit better? I missed some transitions to the main role. So it sounded like a bit distracted. You just give us a story and then you break it and invite some person to the stage. Probably you could spend a bit more time and ask some personal questions to these people and involve them into the story. And that would be really extremely brilliant. The table, we have a bit more time, or okay, the table topic session by Ekaterina. I really appreciate your preparation as well. You also gave us a gift and you created some interesting thematical questions and you really prepared to the topic as well. That was good. Probably you could have described the task in a bit clearer way. People didn't understand what they should do with the gift, and I didn't understand the task as well. And sometimes you have your hands crossed, so it probably seemed that you were a bit shy, and the table topics master should facilitate and a bit more powerful. So try to overcome this shyness next time and just make people come to the stage and answer your questions in the most brilliant way they can. Okay, so I believe our speakers are eager to listen to the evaluations, to the personal evaluators, and get their feedback. And let us move to the personal evaluators. Should we evaluate according to the gender?
As you wish.
So Anna is not here. Will she come back?
Yeah, she's kind of there. So we are yeah, she's just working now.
So she will come back.
Okay, let's put her
I
to
just
the last.
said-
Exactly the last.
Okay, so let us start with the speaker number 2, according to the program. So Olga Lakanova, and her speech will be evaluated by Alina Tsigankova. So let us welcome on the stage Alina Tsigankova.
Yeah, I stand out so she can see me, no?
Thank you, thank you. Olga, I cannot see you, but it's okay. I feel you and I'm thinking about you. Oh,
You see me, yeah.
hi, great.
So, yeah, but now I can't see you because you are on the back. Okay, so.
Feel free.
right.
Sit and feel free, okay. I just want to say that it was a brilliant speech. I really like it, and I have a few words to say. And what was good that you didn't have any notes, and you feel free on stage with your gestures. It was great. Your stand, you was really good on this. In this, you had a good structure. You did a story about daughter at first, and you did a few few different examples, like about COVID vaccination. It was nowadays good example, and job example, and others. It was really good. But what I want to suggest to you for future speeches, make your speech more structured. What I mean that you had a conclusion at the end of your speech, but your general thought, what is backside of fear, maybe you should share more about this. So you had big part, first part when you talk about stories, when you talk about examples, but for general part, when you may share your general idea, it was small part. So maybe next time change and say maybe more about your general thought. And what was good was your vocal variety. Maybe for next time, just make more pauses and maybe more. So sometimes you can make general voice if you want to say something special, horrendous, and maybe quiet voice when you want to make so not so. I cannot see. Okay, maybe less voice when you just keep everybody in touch and feel what you want to say. But in general, vocal variety is good. And what I like a lot, that you had quotes in your speech, and I write one, that failure is not fatal. It's about everything. It's great quote and a great finish of your speech. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alina.
Thank you, Alina. So we heard a very detailed evaluation. A lot of materials was included into the evaluation. So Alina mentioned a lot of aspects of your speech on the stage, and that was good. I hope that Alina will share with you the written form of the evaluation where you could find and think it over and analyze and develop for the next time. What I would suggest for Alina in her personal evaluation skill, probably for the next time we could create a bit more bright and memorable conclusion, because it sounded like you just stopped speaking because of the red signal, and so it's really important for the speakers to memorize what you said, to hear a really strong conclusion, because evaluation is also a speech. It's a small speech and it also should have a structure. So please. try to do it for the next time. Thank you. And we are moving on to our next speaker, who was Polina Chelnakova. And I would like to invite to the stage her personal evaluator, Samira. So, dear fellow Toastmasters, today I will be evaluating Polina's speech. It is a huge pleasure to evaluate you because I remember how impressive was your very first speech. And I think that everyone will agree that Polina chose very actual topic because we all come here to leave our comfort zone when we come to the stage. And I would like to focus on the content and the delivery of your speech. You had a very clear structure, introduction, body, and conclusion. And it was a very good decision that you incorporated the imaginary situation with the box. I think that in this moment, we all felt these horrendous feelings of staying in this box without attempting to overcome our fears. It is also a good approach to use your personal story, so it adds more credibility to your speech, and it also helps to convince the audience to leave the comfort zone. And another good approach is to use internal dialogue when you avoid before the very first lesson. You had a lot of questions and we imagined your feelings at this moment. It was great. And what about the area for improvement? I think that you little bit rushed, maybe because you were afraid to speak too long. But I think that next time you can speak a little bit slower, and maybe you can not to rush on the stage, like from one side to another, but overall it was great because I think you managed to persuade us to leave our comfort zone. So congratulations on your second speech, and we are looking forward to your next speeches. Thank you. Samira, thank you very much. I really appreciated the fact that you used the word from the title of the speech to work inside or outside the comfort zone in your evaluation. I believe that such things create really a strong bond between you and the speaker, and it's really important for the speaker and the person evaluated to communicate with each other in one line. So that's a good sign, and also you had a good conclusion on your evaluation. I really liked it that much. I really like the balance of your positive and so-called negative things in the evaluate, and don't have the rest.
We have to leave in 9 minutes.
Oh, really? Okay. So again, a good evaluation, and we are moving to strange to the personal.
We don't have time, please.
To the personal evaluator of Anna's speech. Please welcome Sergei Sajin.
It's very strange to give the feedback without. Yeah, Anna. Yeah, I'm glad that you're with us. You asked me yesterday. You asked me to pay attention on the speed, how fast you be talking. So I think that the speed was okay. It wasn't too fast, at least for me. And also you asked about the structure, to pay attention to the structure of the speech. So I think that there was an introduction, there was the main part, and there was the conclusion. So overall, the structure was in your speech, so it was okay. What I would like to change a little bit is the introductory part was too long, I think, and hence you didn't have time to wrap it up and come with the maybe a little bit longer conclusion. So I think that was. But regarding the main point of your presentation, that you had to give the humorous speech and to add something fun inside. I think that you succeeded, and I personally very liked how you show this part of the speech in the airport when you animated all three persons. Wow, what? and the guy who is okay, this is mom. Yeah, I understand. So I liked it very much. It was overall it was very positive, and voice variety was very nice as well. I think that is also very that is part of all of your speeches. So yeah, please go ahead and continue the same. Thank you very much for the speech.
I don't have time to evaluate this evaluation, so I would like to invite to the stage our accountant, Elena Fedikova, with her report. Please welcome.
My hands. One second.
We have four winners. The first winner who said more right words, it is Malina. Come here. I have some surprise for you. Thank you. Also, we have three winners who said 0 right words, but I have one surprise because I think it was only one, and I think we can do it to Kristina Sharikina because she was more longer on this stage.
Thank you.
Also, we have a lot of words of I think it is really difficult really difficult speaks in English without any words, these words. But try to do it less. You can take a pause, think what you want to say, and after this, say this. And I think after this, like her, your speech will be great. Thank you.
Thank you, Yana. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time to listen to reports of our grammarian and timer. I believe they could send their reports to the top chat if you have one. And it's time for me to leave the stage and give it back to ex-president of Toastbusters Club and area F1 director, by the way, Anna Rubinina.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. You know, it's very difficult that we don't have time today. That's why the meeting is so. I don't know what's in English, but there were so many treats today, right? A lot of everyone was there present. I have more. The table topics winner is. So I'm very short. Sorry, Yana. Very short. So I announced the table topics winner and the drum roll. Olga Latanova. Come on stage, so we don't know us.
I will take a picture.
Yes.
Okay, done.
Thank you. You know, I also wanted to give an award to two people, an enthusiasm award. Unfortunately, I don't have any present besides the chocolate, and I would like to give this chocolate to Katya for her creative table topics. Elena for the best costume. Thank you for creating this atmosphere. We have to leave now, but I'd like.
We have to run.
We have to run. Let's take a picture. Okay, let's gather to take a picture. So, if anyone wants to continue at an after party, please welcome. Raise your hand. I will. Martina, everyone else want to go? Okay, we'll go together.
Okay, yeah, I can take a picture.
No, Christina, no? Without you, it's impossible.
But yeah, but then we'll change.
Yeah, two pictures. We can make it.
Okay.
You guys, 1, 2, 3.
Sorry.
Yeah, something. Hello.
Scary.
Okay. Scary face. No, wait, another photo. Change.
Where should I? What should I do? What should I do? Так, closer. Все, я leaving. Выходим.
Let's make scary
Are you
faces.
happy? Okay, let's go. Please help me to connect the paper. You want to tell about what
Happy Halloween, guys.
we didn't have a snack, but though you can leave a donation for our future. And you can still take care. I don't think so, Katya. What is present? Do you want to keep it? I think. No, it's for. No, you shouldn't. You don't have to.